You're now tuned in to The Twisted Truth with Corey Wesley, where everyday conversations take an unexpected turn. Entrepreneur, artist, author, and truth seeker, Corey Wesley is here to challenge the way we think, question the norms, and bring fresh perspectives to life, business, and beyond. With unfiltered discussions, special guests, and real talk, get ready for a show that's bold, insightful, and always a little twisted. Buckle up, because the truth isn't always what it seems. And now, here's your host, Corey Wesley. Welcome to another episode of The Twisted Truth. Is me, Corey Wesley, your host. You know, starting a podcast is quite easy. Yes, you looking at me or looking at the screen saying, well, I know that it may seem difficult, or people say, oh my God, it's so easy. I don't have editing capabilities, or I don't know. Well, I'm here to, I want to dispel the myth that launching podcasts takes time. It doesn't. Yes, you need an idea and a theme or a theme, but I want to help you and those who are eager to start and kick off their podcasts, because I did it, and I did it in a couple of hours. Now, yes, I ain't gonna lie. I actually had a concept already. The concept was already in development for years. I had a co-host, and we were just doing YouTube videos, and I was learning. I was doing the bulk of the work. It was going really, really well. I'm sipping on my hot toddy, everybody, because it is 3:39 a.m. on a Saturday. Y'all probably say, what the heck? I went to bed early, and I had a vision to have this conversation. So here I am. That's commitment. But truly, we had me going back to my co-host situation. So it was going pretty well. It was called something else. It was called Colorful Conversations. And it was a really great idea. Straight woman, mid-age, young, well, not young, but gay man, straight woman, gay man, concepts clashing, or just having fun in conversation. So her husband passed, unfortunately, and we had a miscommunication. She was doing it as a hobby. I was making it a business. And we had an event that we were invited to, and she was late and was going to make me late. And that's one of my pet peeves, being late for business stuff. You got to be a professional. And so I think I went off a little bit. I apologized, but she didn't accept my apology, and then it all fell apart. That's how co-hosts happen, but that's not the point. The point is I had the idea and the concept. So I tried to have other co-hosts, right? And that just wasn't working out. And maybe the divine order of things it wasn't supposed to happen with a co-host. It was supposed to be just me. It was my idea. I've had it, but I will be honest, I was fearful to just get on camera, talk to you like with nobody around, and just talk. Also, understanding what concepts, what themes actually, I'm not trying to go viral, but I mean, it's helpful to go viral. Obviously, it takes one video and then people know who you are, and there is some truth to being viral. But again, if you go viral too early, you lose the journey, the concept of, or the learning process. And I think you're propelled into an arena that you're not familiar with. You might get demonetized if you're not reading the bylaws and the policies, or watching other people's why they got demonetized, and try not to do those things. That's been popping up on my screens. And I was like, wow. And then as I was watching some YouTubers and watching them kind of explain, they go on and on and on. I'm like, just get to the point. And so hopefully I don't end up doing that, but I'm trying to learn. I just kicked off my podcast in a few hours. And the basis of this is to really help you. Like I said, I would say I launched mine just in an hour. And like I said, to be fair, I already had my concept and theme planned, which made it much easier. Plus, my background as a writer, a former blogger, and an online magazine owner meant I had a wealth of content ready to go. But even if you're starting from scratch, launching a podcast within hours is absolutely possible with these right tools. Here are the simple, easy-to-use tools that I recommend. The first one is Riverside.fm, okay? They record high quality video and audio, and it makes it easier. And shorts, it does shorts for you, really quickly out of your content. So it takes all the guessing out of video editing. And it's just really easy. What I would recommend though, do an voiceover of your opening using your voice or someone else, a friend or whatever, put some music behind it, save that. Do your exit, save that, so that you can drop these things in fairly quickly. So then you have your beginning and your end for the season, okay? And obviously, as seasons change, which is usually in September, you do a new voiceover quickly. Then you just drop and make it easy. Plus, why do I like Riverside? I found because you can be talking, right? You make a mistake. You know how and then you get frustrated, like, let's stop, record another one. You don't have to do that. You can actually edit. You like pause and then start again. And then when you're editing a video, there's a section where you can edit all that pausing out. So then you have a very streamlined video. And so it takes the guessing out of, editing and things. However, I will say, because I had previous experience with the YouTube podcast that I was doing for a year with my old co-host, I used iMovie. So I did have a little understanding of what I was looking at on the screen. So what I suggest is going to YouTube and just looking up some YouTube videos. Look up Riverside. Look up the quick tutorials so that when you go in there, you know what you're doing. You rock it and roll, okay? My next one is Buzzsprout. And Buzzsprout is where you host and distribute your audio, okay? It's for beginners, I would say. Because they only limit a certain amount of hours. You do have to pay for the hosting, obviously. They do have a free version, but I went for hosting. I think it's $24 a month. But they limit you a certain amount of hours based on your plan, which is fine for me because the way that I did it, I'm doing 15 to 20 minute segments for right now. So that suited me because I did, I think, 75 hours or whatever. So that's pretty much gets me through the month. Okay. And 1 or 2 days off. But again, you want consistency. But again, consistency, I feel you're not don't reuse other people's stuff. I'm learning that when you remix stuff and it has logos on it and Instagram, you can get demonetized because they consider that reusing someone else's content, and you can go viral off of someone else's content, and then that means that you could get demonetized. So don't do that. Just be yourself. I was going to try to do that. And I actually, when I watched the video, I had posted one. Thank God I'm in the beginning stages. So I took that thing down. I don't want to be demonetized. I want to learn how to make some money off of this, just like everybody. So what I would suggest, don't do it. Okay. But getting back to Buzzsprout, it's for a beginning part. I feel like once I graduate and I get more followers and I get more steam under the podcast, I will maybe investigate other distributors that offer more time span. And I would do that when a season is changing. I wouldn't do that mid-season. I would just finish off with that service because you can then have a new distributor. And they have, I think, I guess a archive kind of thing. I looked it up where if you're moving to a different hoster, you can still pay a small amount or something for the archive so that your stuff is still out there. A price to pay, but, it's something to think about. Obviously, I felt it was in my best interest to start with that just so that I could get used to doing audio. There's things that's called mid-roll, beginning roll, pre-roll, weed, but where you want to put in a commercial. So if you have something to promote, or you have a friend that wants to promote their book and you want to just get used to recording 30-minute segment commercial for your friend or whatever as a test. And I always say, if you have friends that are promoting something, they are very grateful for you to do something for them for free. And then I don't see it for free. You're learning how to, write a script, put the music, lay the music under it. Yes, obviously that's their brand and you work with them to do it. Or if you have your own stuff, you can do your little segments. If you listen to one of my podcasts, you'll hear my voice in the middle. I talk about my music. I talk about a book. I talk about my art. I do my little segment. Hey, gotta do your shameless plugging. But it also helps you build your skill set. Next, obviously, once you get your Riverside, you have your audio, you can download the audio and you can download the video. what I would say is when you download it, make sure you're changing the file name. The file's name is really important. A lot of people don't understand SEO. I also recommend that you just, if you don't understand search engine optimization, Google it. Try to understand some basics because it is going to help you. Understand what keywords are. Understand what file names with keywords in them are. And also understand how to write a description and a meta tag, okay? A full description, the title, your metadata is really important. So like your SEO meta title and your meta description, because you want Google and all the other platforms to know what your video is about. So if you have keywords in your URL, you have it in your title, you have it in your description, you have the right keywords, your videos will then be seen. A lot of people don't understand that there is more on the back end of YouTube and podcasting that you have to do than it's the front end. You got to know stuff about the back end. That's why a lot of people their channels don't grow as quickly as others. And I do highly recommend just Google Podcasts. Find somebody that you like, that you feel like is giving good information, and stick with them, because I have learned from many on here. And that's why I was able to do my podcasting setup in about an hour. And my last thing, you need to have a website. A lot of people be complaining, well, oh my God, I got YouTube, I got Buzzsprout, I got all this stuff, all these components to generate a full show, right? You need your lighting, you need your mic and all that. And don't spend a whole bunch of money when you first starting out. Grow, okay? But Pagepod is a podcast website and promoting platform that pulls all that information in from those components, and you have the ability to quickly set up a podcast website. I mean, I did it probably because I'm familiar with Shopify. It was a little easy for me to quickly do it, but it's self-explanatory. You should be able to do it, okay? I don't have any doubt that you wouldn't be able to do it, because, I mean, if you know how to read, you will be able to do Pagepod very, very easy. I love it. I love the software. If you go to my Twisted Truth pod and look at it, I mean, phenomenal. They have a blog portion. They have so they're pulling the audio, they're pulling the video, and they have a blog section. There's 3 components where I'm now promoting my stuff there on one section. And people can then pick and choose where they want. But at least I have one central location for my audience to go to pick and choose where they want it. Maybe they want to read. Maybe they want to train on their way to work. Maybe they are in a car and they can't watch the video, but they can listen to my voice. Maybe they're at home and they want to watch YouTube on TV. Because, people cut the cords nowadays. And that's what I do. And I do have cable, but I have a lot more streaming services. But I watch a lot of YouTube video. So I did have a little background and this stuff. But honestly, the last tool, and this is, I would say not the most important, but really Chatgpt. Obviously, don't use it to write for you, please. Just write yourself. And I mean, there's tools out there that now identify where people are not writing their content. You want to write your own content or have a general outline. What I like to use Chatgpt is if I have an idea, but I want it to match the concept. So like my concept is the Twisted Truth, challenging my own thoughts, social norms, helping people get out of the thought that, like, for example, creating a podcast, how that is going to take hours and days to do. It doesn't. I am dispelling that myth that with these tools, you can set up your podcast in an hour tops. So Chatgpt, I use it to help write a script. Like, say, for instance, I was talking about that mid-roll, right? Where your friend wants to promote their product and you want to use your voice and you want to do an overlay of music. I would get some key points from my friend, tell ChatGPT, I need a 30-second script to promote this product. Review, give it the URL, tell it to review that website, tell it to give you some options, send it to your friend so that they can tweak it so it sounds like they're branding, and then you record on what are you going to use? Riverside. You're going to download that audio, okay? Remember to change the file name, and then you're going to upload it into the mid-roll, and there you have it. You've already added music, script within minutes. And now your friend has a commercial in the middle of your podcast. How did you do that? Is because you asked ChatGPT to give you some scripts. You can ask it to give you some general ideas, outline episodes. You can, write your own script and ask it to tweak it so that you can make sure that it has all the right grammar and spelling and all that. One of the amazing features, getting back to Riverside, is that there's a teleprompter. So if you're uncomfortable in talking in front of a camera and you feel like it's uncomfortable to be talking to yourself out, like most of us, but you'll get used to it. What I recommend doing is creating that teleprompter, put the data in for the information from once you have your script. And I say this is where you have to use ad-libbing. It's really a guide. I used to be a corporate trainer, and when I was training, I didn't have a script, but what I did was I had key points, talking points as we speak, or as we say, that's what we call them, talking points. And so that helps me as this thing is scrolling. I'm not reading per se, but I know where I'm supposed to be. It keeps you on target. It keeps you on time, and you streamlining yourself. So you're not, as my friend says, you go all over the place. Sometimes I am, but that's my concept of, wanting to be authentic and natural and being real. So sometimes I do go off course, but I always go back to the main topic of what I wanted. So what the teleprompter does, it keeps me kind of focused, even though if I go off on a tangent a little bit, because we all do that in real life, it brings me back to where I want so that my audience gets the content that I'm hoping, intending for them to leave with. So with these tools, you can go from concept to launching in no time. If you've been waiting to start a podcast, now's the time to make it happen. And see, I don't know if you probably could notice, I was using the teleprompter at that point. And so it would probably seem very natural. Obviously, that transition, I did it purposely, but I would have did it less noticeable so that the person would not feel that I'm just reading a script. Because I don't like when I look at a podcast and I see somebody reading the notes from their screen, because then that means to me, you didn't prepare for your guests. You don't know what they do. Why are they on your show if you're reading the script? And I know you want to keep things on point, like I said, but I don't think you should be reading when you're announcing your guests. You should be telling me why you have on your show. You should be liking them. Unless it's high produced and your producer's telling you who you're going to be on the show and you don't know nothing about them. Well, anyway, my intention is to help those because nobody helped me. I had to learn myself, and it is a struggle. How do I close? I close my segments off with trust yourself, believe in yourself, and love yourself, okay? And to stay blessed because you are already blessed. And look, you got this podcast little video telling you you could do it in a couple of hours. I gave you the websites, and they're going to be in my link. Go ahead, log out, sign up, do the free versions, and test it out. See how you like it, tweak it. Make sure you have a concept, okay? Stick on your concept. And don't be throwing eggs at the damn screen to just see what sticks. Stick to your concept. If you believe in your concept, they will come. Just be consistent. Do like I do. When you have a thought, I get up, I record real quick, and I'm getting my system. What I will say, this is my last note to you, it's the process of uploading and changing naming and all that. There's a science to it to make it flow easy. I can't tell you how I do it because it's not going to maybe work for you, but just know that the uploading process, just know that got to do one for one to sync to the other. You'll figure that all out. Make sure your imagery is stand out, make people want to click on it, because those are the things that people see, and the titles are important and your descriptions. So use Chatgpt to help you. Make sure you understand how to put in the right prompts. As I always say, I know don't be intimidated by AI, but my premise on AI is this. If you put in trash, you're going to get trash back. Okay? So don't put trash in so that you're going to get quality work back. Okay? Remember to stay blessed because you're already blessed. I hope this helps someone. And remember to like, subscribe, and tell your friends about the Twisted Truth with Corey. And tell them to like and subscribe and hang that bell notification. Thanks. Have a great day, everybody. That's a wrap for this episode of The Twisted Truth with Corey Wesley. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with someone who needs a fresh perspective. Remember to stay curious, stay bold, and always remember this: the truth isn't always what it seems. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep twisting the truth. See you soon.